Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? This is another Q&A session. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to read the questions that people have put in last week's video and answer them as best I can. And as always, I am playing on the world that myself and my son work on. We sort of do a little bit to this most days, and it's this thing that we do most days of the week, whenever we can. We do a little bit in the evening. We sort of work on a game. I play this game with my eldest son, and my youngest son we play a different game. My diamond shovel has come to an end. So yeah, we've built this area here. Well, we didn't build it. What we've done is, if I can find it, there it is. We've constructed this. You've got this great big long railway down here and another one that goes all the way out there. This was a river and we filled it up. We were removing the water by using the sand dropping technique, and then we decided we didn't want to do that, so we switched to creative, used sponges to mop up all the water, and then got rid of the sponges and then jumped back into survival. So yeah, we're not playing this with hard and fast rules because it's about enjoying ourselves and sort of doing what we want to do. Most of what we do is on survival, but occasionally we switch into creative just to sort of remove something that's particularly dull to do. And quite frankly, removing a large chunk of water out of a river is rather dull, so we didn't want to do that. So we're going to remove all the sand, all the clay, and then this is going to be an area where we come to mine earth for our sky island that we're going to be building. But anyway, that's all besides the point. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of the background of what I do in this video. Mostly, I'm about answering questions. So let's start off. Alvin Cotillo, if there is no more FS17 time lapse, can you at least do different various types? Well, there is FS17 time lapse. It was just a short break. I decided to do a couple of episodes of ETS2 because I'd had quite a lot of requests for ETS2. So I thought, well, I'll stick that in, and we'll just do a couple of episodes of that, and then we will go back to Farming Simulator. So we are now doing Farming Simulator on Dowland Farm, and we're going to be there for quite some time. I totally am Slipgator, is it? G8R, I'm guessing Gator. Frithgar, do you have kids? If you don't, are you planning on having kids? I do have kids. I have two kids. I have one child aged 11 and I have one child aged 8. Both sons. And no, I have no plans for any more children. That is all the children that we are going to be having. Trent, you are the best Frithgar. Thank you very much. Frithgar, Cherke de Sporter. Frithgar, can you create a multiplayer Minecraft server so we can play with you when you record these videos? I don't have plans to do any kind of multiplayer with people at the moment because it requires quite a bit of dedication and time in order to be able to organize it and keep it running properly. And unfortunately, because of my wife's illness and because we got children, it's something that I don't really have time to organize because by the time I've made my videos and stuff like that, it becomes very, very difficult. And rather than do something like that and be really unreliable with it, constantly having to let people down, say I can't do it today, I have to do it next time, and having to stop partway through and after just like a few minutes, that kind of thing, I've just decided that for now I'm just not going to do it. I apologise if that really upsets you. I know that multiplayer with YouTubers is a really popular thing, but unfortunately I just can't do it. Or at least I can't do it reliably enough for me to be happy with it, because I don't want to start something that I just can't reliably do. I hate letting people down, so I'm just not going to do it. And I'll let you down from the start rather than building your hopes up and then letting you down afterwards. How's that? Tiny Big Man, what are your thoughts on 7 Days to Die? Now, I've heard of 7 Days to Die. Unfortunately, I've never actually played it. I have heard that it's a good game, but I don't know enough about it to be able to make any other informed comments. I might take a look at it sometime. I've heard quite a few people talk about 7 Days to Die, so I'm assuming it must be pretty good if there is a lot of chatter about the game. So yeah, it's sort of one of those that I've heard of, is on my to look at list, but I haven't actually got round to looking at it yet. Let's see. Samiko11 Q&A, will you use seasons on Sandy Bay time-lapse? I don't know at this point, because we're using seasons now on Dowland Farm, and when this series has run to an end, I might not use... I'm not going to use seasons on everything, because I know it's an absolutely fantastic mod. It is really, really cool. But at the same time, Vanilla Farming Simulator does have things to offer that you don't get when you're doing seasons. Like, seasons locks you into a very realistic path, and I know that my time lapses are designed to be realistic. However, you've still got a few more options about what you can do when you're not using seasons. So at the moment, I don't know if Sandy Bay is updated to be fully optimized for seasons. I would say it's more likely that I will, but like I say, at the moment, I'm just not sure. I'm sort of probably, if it's updated to be fully optimized for seasons, then probably I will. If it's not updated to be fully optimized, I will probably run on Vanilla Farming Simulator without seasons. Do you prefer FS15 or FS17? When it comes to recording it, I prefer FS15, because I've had issues with recording FS17 that I've never encountered in any other game. Yeah, it's a long and complex explanation, so I'm not going to go into that now. But for gameplay and every other aspect of it, I prefer FS17. There's just so many little features about it. I mean, other than the tip anywhere is just fantastic, but there's a lot of other things as well. There's just little details around that, in general, I think make the whole game better. And the graphics improvements, it's not a major thing, but as time goes on, you really start to notice it. And in particular, playing on Northwest Texas, we've just now started playing on this, and I've had to dial my settings way, way back beyond what I would normally get. And it turns out it's not just me, it's not my PC, which I was panicking a little bit to start with, because I thought maybe I'd picked up something nasty. But no, it's not the Northwest, it's not my PC, it's the Northwest Texas map. A lot of people have said that it's a real system, it's a real resource hog when you're trying to play on that map. It's just not good because of the amount of resources that you've got to use, and people who can get 60 FPS on anything else are right down to like 15 FPS on Northwest Texas. So yeah, apparently it's a bit of a systems hog, but dialing those settings back to medium, with the graphics are still really impressive. The only real difference that I've noticed is the fact that you've got a much smaller draw circle around you. So if you zoom out a bit, you notice the circle a lot more than you do on the much higher settings. And yeah, so for that, it's just fantastic. I mean, because you didn't have that in FS15. If you dialed the graphic settings down, it was... you really noticed a change in... hang on, I'm just changing the thingy here. There we go. I don't want loads of nasties coming up and getting me. Yeah, you really noticed a major difference in the actual quality of the graphics, whereas in this one, I haven't noticed a major difference in the quality of the graphics, just the draw distance. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that bit. That is a very cool aspect of the new game. Right, face reveal at 100,000. Yes, I said that in the last Q&A. When I reach 100,000 subscribers, I will do a proper face reveal video. Now, there are a couple of videos hidden in the depths of my channel that aren't gaming, that do actually have me in. You can't see me very clearly, but I am in them. But I will do a proper face reveal video at 100,000 subscribers, and Sen will be in it as well. She'll either... it depends how she's feeling at the time. Because of her MS, sometimes she's having a good week and sometimes she has a really rotten week. So it will depend entirely on how she's feeling at the time as to whether or not she's in the video, or if she's just... I get a picture of her choice and I add it to the video. I've already told her that that's going to happen, so she's preparing for it. But yeah, it just depends on how long before we get to 100,000 subscribers before you have a proper face reveal. I can't dig this wall down. Actually, I can take down that corner, can't I? Like that. and that one. Yeah, so that's that. Can you live stream the time-lapse recordings? Again, like multiplayer, I don't have plans to do live streaming, because live streaming, I don't like the idea of doing a live stream and then having to step away, and I don't record continuously. I take breaks while I'm recording. I just find a good place to cut the video and then cut back in so that you don't notice when I'm not there. And it can happen sort of at any time. Especially if I'm recording with other people around, I may have to stop frequently, and it's not really something that I want to live stream. So, at the moment, no. I may do live stream in the future. The other problem with live streaming is that you would expect me to be talking on the camera and or talking in the video, and that isn't something that I can generally do when I'm recording time-lapse. If you have a look at the very first time-lapse I ever recorded, I said I'm doing these time-lapses because I want something to do while I'm looking after my kids. And that's expanded now. I also often look after my kids, my nieces. I've got lots of nieces. Most of my wife's family seem to have produced daughters. So I've got lots and lots of nieces, not very many nephews. So I frequently have a house full of nieces as well as my sons. And my wife, but I sort of have to sort of help look after them, but at the same time it becomes quite noisy, and it's not something that I could do live streaming and talking and stuff like that whilst it's all going on. So no, at the moment I won't be doing any live streams. Maybe in the future, sort of as a special event, so celebrate a milestone in the channel or something like that, but at the moment, no, not really. People answer my question. Thanks, YouTube, for notifications. Right, that was Scott M thanking me for the explanation last week. James Boone, do you get chance to watch telly? If you do, what do you like watching? I don't like watching TV. I can't stand watching TV. I've not sat down and watched a terrestrial TV channel, or no, any TV channel. I haven't sat down and watched a TV channel for years, literally years. I watch a few YouTubers. I have a Netflix account, and I generally like to watch things like documentaries, wildlife documentaries. I absolutely love wildlife documentaries. You learn all sorts of things from those, but I like other documentaries as well. It's just so much that you can learn about the world, and it's not just for the interest. Like there's a series of documentaries that sort of talk about people who have, some of the worst jobs in the world, and you sort of, if you think that you're going through a rough time, you watch some of these videos and see what some people actually have to do every single day in their lives, and it's just stunning. And you look at that and you think, how can I ever have the nerve to complain about anything that I have to do when there's people that put up with this kind of stuff in the world all the time? I mean, this is their lives every single day, and it's just amazing the things that some people do in order to just get enough money to eat. And that's the kind of thing that I watch. I find it very inspiring looking at what other people have done, and what they've achieved and what they go through in order to just put food on the table, that kind of thing. And I've had some jobs that I've absolutely hated. I've had a job that I hated for a very long time, and it's comforting to know that even though I might think that my job is awful, and you sort of think, how can I continue doing this? It's so it get you so down. You watch something like that and you think, well, actually, maybe it's not so bad. You put it. It helps to put things into perspective, because a common phrase that I've heard a lot, and we tend to use a bit in my house, is first world problems. First world problems is complaining about having to put the bins out, and complaining that when you ordered some food, it was the wrong temperature or something like that. That's first world problems. Those aren't real problems, and it always helps to watch those kinds of things to really sort of remind you that 90% of your problems are just first world problems. They're not actual real issues. I mean, of course, everybody does face real issues, but yeah, so a lot of things that we really let get to us are just first world problems. They're not real problems. They're not issues, and I'm as guilty of it as anybody. And that's one of the reasons I like watching videos like that, is because it really does help to put things into perspective, and sort of show you that, you know, maybe life isn't so bad after all. Yeah, and I also like watching comedies, comedy programs. So, you know the sort where you get like a whole load of comedians on a panel and they talk about things and make loads of jokes while they're doing it. I quite enjoy those. Those are it really helps to lift my spirits as well. Yeah, when you're feeling down. I've suffered from depression on and off most of my life, and it's not something I'll go into detail now. I might do that in another Q&A video. But it's if those of you who have faced depression, you'll know that if you can feel yourself starting to slip, you need to do something in order to put a halt to it. Because if you do allow it to sort of grip hold, it can do some nasty things to you. And watching those types of comedies, watching the documentaries, just chilling out and watching David Attenborough talk, get really enthusiastic about all the animals of the world, that's the kind of thing that sort of levels me out a bit, and it really does help. So yeah, that's the kind of things that I like to watch. It's not stuff on TV. It tends to just be a series that I pick on Netflix. I mean, I suppose that is technically TV, but I don't really class it as TV. Things like X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, or USA's Got Talent, whatever you want to watch. Those kinds of things, I can't stand them. I never watch them. They're awful. I don't watch soaps and dramas and stuff like that. It tends to be things like that, or I watch films. So there you go. Q&A, what animals do you have? I have a cat called Georgia. Georgia was a stray. The neighbour was feeding her, but the neighbour has got lots of animals, and she said, well, no, the cat kept turning up at our house. I mean, we live in a terrace, so basically a load of houses joined together, for those of you who don't know what a terraced house is. So yeah, our neighbour was feeding cat, and she kept coming over to us, and the boys wanted to feed the cat, so I spoke to her, and I said, would you mind if we started feeding her? No, he's just a stray. And we've called him George. So we started feeding him instead of the neighbour. She then decided that she was going... she took him to the vet for something. And turned out that George was actually a she, so she's now called Georgia. So yeah, we have one cat called Georgia who is a stray cat that just turned up one day, and we started feeding her. She's been to the vet a couple of times for a few different things. Nobody has ever claimed her, so we're assuming that she's just another one of the many stray cats that tend to wander around this country. So yeah, we don't need to... Time, set, day. There we go, back to daylight again. I don't have any other animals. I did have some ants for a while. I had an ant farm, but Sen absolutely hates insects, and... wasn't comfortable with me keeping an ant farm in the house, so in the end I did have to release the ants back into the wild, and I did so very carefully, and they now live in the compost bin. So they are still alive. They did make it. You've got to be very careful releasing a colony, but they made it, so I was quite pleased about that. So they're on their own, but they live in the compost bin, and they seem to be doing okay. Hang on, I just want to do that there to get a chest. Actually, if I get one more piece of wood. Yeah. Other than that, haven't really had any other animals for a very long time. Now, I grew up on a farm, so I'm familiar with animals and kept quite a lot of animals when we were younger. But at the moment, because of our house, we don't have a lot of space. We just, it's not something that we keep. Oops. So yeah, one cat called Georgia. How long did it take you to build this whole world on Minecraft? Do you know what seed this map is? I can include the seed in the description if you like. I will add it to the description. I've got the seed written down somewhere. And how long did it take? It took not very long. I honestly can't remember how long it took now. Let's put those two down there. And isn't there a way that you can put everything all at once? Ah, there we go, like that. Press Shift and then double click, just in case you're wondering. I would say I worked on this world for... Actually, I don't know. It was the kind of thing that I would do for an hour in the evening every now and then my son decided he'd like to play, so we switched it over to Minecraft Realms, and we play on it there. I've probably put in 30 or 40 hours on it. Altogether, I would say, up to this point. And it's the kind of thing that we just you jump into for an hour or so, and you play for a bit, and then you forget about it for a day or two, and you jump in. Although now that my son is playing, we do tend to do it most days. We'll do at least a half an hour or so on it. So we've got 2 people working away on it. He does little bits, and I do little bits. We've got a whole load of stuff back at the island that we've done separately now, but I probably won't get to that today. We're just going to be digging today. So, what else have we got? Rainbow Dave, honestly, you should have some quality time with your family instead of making videos every day. Have a day off from YouTube. We'll understand. Yes, I know you like making videos, but you should have time with your children. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate the sentiments. My children and my wife, it's... Doing the YouTube thing is kind of a joint dream. My kids like the idea of having a YouTuber as a parent. They're very pleased about this. And I do get to spend time with them. By doing this, I work at home. I work in my living room. When I'm recording time-lapse videos, my kids are in the room with me. They're watching TV, they're playing on consoles, they're doing other things, and they're constantly, we talk, we interact, and we spend a bit of time together. I mean, obviously, I'm not actually doing stuff with them because I'm having to record. But I see them a lot every single day when they get home from school. I take them to school every morning, and my wife is able to do 1 car journey a day without getting too ill. So she does the afternoon school run. She goes to get them. She parks right in the school grounds, and the kids come straight out to the car, so she doesn't need to get out of the car, which is quite fortunate because she can't walk very well. So, and then when they get home from school, I'm right there. I can greet them as they come in the door. I spend a few minutes talking to them. We stop. I'll have a cup of coffee while they have a snack after school, and talk about how their day went, that sort of thing. So I do actually get to spend a lot more time with my children now that I do this than I ever did when I worked in the factory, because I go to the factory for 12 hours. So you're actually away for longer than that, because you've got to go to work, you've got to get ready for work, then you've got to do your 12 hours, then you've got to get back into your normal clothes, you've got to get home again. It takes up a lot of time, and by the time you sleep and the rest of it, you just don't see your family at all. It's a brief sort of hello, and that's it. Maybe a phone call from work on a break. This, I get to spend a lot more time with them now than I ever did before. And I'm soon, hopefully, going to be able to move to completely full-time YouTubing, which is going to give me at least a day and a half every week with my family, which is why I'm going to be doing 3 extra game videos. Doing Farming Simulator 7 days a week, including the time lapses. And then I'll be doing this Q&A, and I'll be doing some extra games as well. So 3 extra game videos per week. And that will give me enough time to have at least a day a week to spend with them. Nothing to do with YouTube. We'd go out and we'd do stuff. So, yeah, I really appreciate the sentiment. And it means a lot to me to see comments like that, because it sort of... It proves that you guys are after more than just a quick video fix. It proves that you're sort of after... You're here for the long term. You're happy to wait a day every now and then if it means that I will keep making videos for you. And that really does mean a lot to me. So thank you very much for that. Big Celeste, what PC did you start on? For me, it was a Commodore VIC-20. Also, would you be willing to show how you get mods on the PC for FS17? I see you have extras on your game like Lambo mods. I'm new to modern PCs, and I used consoles before. Doing the mods, I might actually do a video of that fairly soon, because I do get quite a few people asking how to go about installing mods and so on. It's a fairly simple process. Mod Hub is really simple, because you just do it from within the game. For other games, for other mods and mod sites, I'll do a 15-20 minute video where we can go and have a look at a few different sites, and I can show you a few different downloads and also the things to avoid, because there's so many sites will send you to a third-party downloader, and you keep pressing different buttons, you keep getting pop-ups and all sorts of stuff, and you've got to sort of navigate your way through without accidentally installing something nasty onto your computer. So yeah, I will probably do a video about that fairly soon, because, like I say, I get quite a lot of people asking for that. Big Sless, oh, my first computer, my first PC. It wasn't actually a particular PC. It was, I knew a guy who repaired and built computers, and he threw one together for me as cheaply as he could that would play games just from bits, second-hand bits that he'd taken out from old computers. And that's been my PC existence most of my life. Just really old bits of computer everywhere, and have I really used up the diamond shovel already? All gone. So yeah, that's how it happened. Was I just had loads of bits of PC all cobbled together, whatever I could get, and then every time something went wrong with it, I would go and speak to him, and we'd get another one, knock another one together, and oh, I got the minecart down there. And yeah, so we didn't sort of have to worry too much about. How do you do this? If I pick that up, like that. Ah, there we go. Right, you got to pick it up and then press shift and then double click and you put them all down. Right. So yeah, he built this computer for me, and then he did show me some stuff about building PCs after a while, and that worked really well as well. He sort of gave me a whole load of instruction on how to do it. Can I get up the hill? I think I can. Yes, I can. He showed me all of this different stuff about how to build a PC. So then I ordered some bits myself. These days I don't build the PC myself because I have quite a few expensive components in my PCs now. I use Overclockers, which is overclockers.co.uk. It's a really good company that build, well, they supply all kinds of PC stuff, and I order it from them, have a custom designed PC, and I get them to build it, because they will build it and they will test it and they'll do everything that needs to be done to it, and then they ship it out to me and I get the completed PC at this end. So I don't have to spend a day putting it all together and potentially damaging any components and then having to wait while they get sent back and replaced and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's what I do now. Big Sless has another question. If you order takeaway, is it Indian, Chinese, or pizza and kebab? Here in my hometown, we have a number of takeaways. We've got Indian, Chinese, and various kebab shops that also do pizza and chicken. The Indian and the Chinese and the fish and chip shops, none of those deliver, so you have to go and pick them up. The pizza place, that one delivers. So if we're going to order a takeaway, none of us are feeling particularly energetic, we will order a pizza or a kebab or something like that. Normally I'll have a pizza. I prefer a barbecue type pizza with plenty of different meat on it. My children are very partial to pepperoni pizzas. Or occasionally I'll order a kebab. It'll be a chicken kebab. I'm not all that fond of the other kebabs, but chicken kebab, I quite like those. And then if I go out to get food, it's almost always a Chinese. I particularly like Chinese. How do you get out? Oh, that's how you get out. So yeah, if we go out and we get it, it's almost always Chinese. Lots of noodles, lots of rice, and then a few things like beef or prawns with mushrooms, that kind of thing. Nothing particularly spicy. And yeah. Q&A, how do you place torches when it's in the other hand? Ah, a Minecraft question. Right, have I got any torches here? Yes, I do. Right, you take the torches with the updates. Well, this crafting thing is new to me, and I was explaining that before. But yeah, you put them in the shield hand, and they go like that. If you've got a block that can place, and you right-click, it'll place the block. If you're using a weapon or something like that, or say I got the sword, if I now right-click, it will place the torch instead of using the sword. So if you're going exploring in the caves, you can... I'll take those off of there now. Yeah, if you're going exploring in the caves, you can use the... I've got a bit more sand there. I don't want to take that. Okay, we'll leave that there. We're going up the other end. Oh, this is the the ramp and everything that I've been building. I've built all of that down there so we can get sheep up here. I'm going to do that all the way down there, and grass as well. We haven't got a silk touch shovel or pick yet, so I'm just going to do it like that so the grass grows all the way down through. But yeah, if you like going through a cave, you carry a sword in one hand, you carry torches in the other hand, and then you can right click to place the torches, and you still get your sword there in your hand that you can attack things with. Absolutely brilliant. It's one of my favourite updates for the whole game. There's so many different things that have been added, but that's probably my favourite bit. It's just the ability to place the torches down with your other hand. It is fantastic. I'm really pleased with that one. All right, let's can't put any more in. Let's take a couple of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. And go here, turn that into those, and then go around like that and make 2 chests. Swap those over, and I'll put these 2 down here, and I'll put the rest of the sand in here for now. Don't think I want the water buckets for a minute. I'll keep the rail on me. Dirt can go, sapling, coal, gravel. Right, the idea for this is that we're going to build a massive, great big island, and we're going to do the bottom with wood so that we know if we've dug down too far, but then we're going to sort of try to make some features and stuff. But to start with, we're building farmland here, and then we're also going to get the animals up, so we have a pen of cows, we have a pen of sheep, we have a pen of pigs, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's the plan up here. Let's fast forward a bit, shall we? Why don't you do a 2-week video schedule instead of 1 week? Personally, I prefer to do a 1 week video schedule. It's just easier to keep on top of. Because if I try to... I did used to do a 2-week video schedule, and it can get a little bit confusing for myself to just trying to keep up to date with everything that I'm supposed to be doing. It's actually easier for me if I just do a 1 week. That was from Elf Tanker. Ben W, what tractor is your favourite? As a brand, it always used to be John Deere. Yeah, as a brand, it was John Deere. It was just John Deere. There was no question. I really like John Deere tractors. But then I kind of changed. As a single tractor, I like the Massey Ferguson 35. It's a classic tractor, absolute classic, and it's one of my personal favourites. My grandfather has had a Massey Ferguson 35 for a long time. It's actually a modified one. He and his brother did a lot of changes to. But yeah, that's kind of been what I've liked up till now. However, I've seen a lot of Fendt driving around. I actually, on my way to work the other day, and on my way home again, I seen this gorgeous black Fendt driving along. It was a sleek, beautiful machine. He was pulling an injection tanker behind him. Absolutely fantastic looking tractor that was. It looked gorgeous, amazing. So yeah, I've never driven a Fendt, and I've heard nothing but praise about Fendts. And the same with Valtras. I've heard a lot of good things said about Valtras, and I've never driven a Valtra either. So at the moment, my favourites are those, but that could easily change. Do I need... I think I need wheat to be able to make biscuits, don't I? I think I do. New recipes, check your recipe book. If I go here... and I check my recipe book. Food. Cookies. I need wheat. I don't have any wheat, so I can't do anything with those. I like this new crafting thing. To start with, I thought I'm not going to like this because it feels cheaty. But no, it's not cheating. I think it's good. So yeah, I've... It's kind of changed. I don't really have a solid, firm favourite at the moment. And I think that there's a few things... yeah... I'm going to stick with John Deere. I just like the way that those tractors always used to feel when I was driving them. Although it's been quite a long time since I've done any serious driving. So, yeah, it's a job to sort of commit to it now. Because it's been so long since I've done anything agricultural related for like any length of time. It's a bit more difficult to like commit to any one thing. Just get that one out of the way. Then he's tidied up a bit. So yeah, we'll say with John Deere, but we'll carry on. The Real Farmer. What is the farmer's name you play as in the time lapse? Right. Well, the actual farmer that I play as in the time lapse is just me. It's just what I would do. So it's just me, Frithgar. The Wesley that is included in all of the series, I get quite a few questions here and there, people asking who is Wesley. Wesley's my grandfather. I've based the character off of my grandfather. He's one of the men one of the people that I respect more than anyone else. He's done a huge amount for me throughout my entire life, and I've got infinite respect for my grandfather, so I've included him in my series. He found it quite amusing, actually, because he's not a gamer. I don't think he's ever played a computer game in his life. But yeah, so that's who they are. It's me and it's Wesley is my grandfather. Let's carry on down. What else we got? Alvin Cotillo, why is there no more FS17 time lapse? I think that was actually answered underneath there. There are. Could you start giving YouTubers shoutouts on your videos so they can grow their channels? The main reason that I don't give YouTubers shoutouts on the channel is because I never know who I'm shouting out. Unless I go and spend quite a bit of time looking at your videos and looking at the sort of videos that you produce, that kind of thing, I don't know what kind of YouTuber you are. And I'm very conscious that I have a lot of children that watch my videos, and so I'm not going to run the risk of recommending a channel that produces very adult content. So that is the main reason that I don't do shoutouts for smaller YouTubers. I know it's tough trying to get your YouTube channel started. That first 100 subscribers is a very difficult and long road. Believe me, I know. I have been there. But there are ways to do it without having to get shout-outs from other YouTubers. I don't believe I've ever had a shout-out from another YouTuber. So it can be done. You've got to work hard at it, and social media is your friend. You do not need shout-outs in order to make a successful YouTube channel. What you do need is good content. So yeah, I won't do it because I don't want to run the risk of recommending something that is entirely unsuitable for children and would then come back and be damaging for me. SWM something with motion. Dear Frithgar, I have a question. I am starting YouTuber. As you might know, you've seen my time-lapse, and I have trouble getting people to watch my videos. I do mainly stop-motion brick films. My question is, have you got any tips for me and other small YouTubers to grow their channel? Well, like I said, it's social media. That's where you need to take your videos to social media. So anybody that is starting a YouTube channel, don't go looking for those videos that do shout-outs. Yeah, I used to see these videos all the time because I used to try... I sort of thought about doing it myself, and I thought, well, no, I don't want to do this, because if you're getting a view through a shout-out channel, it's a sub-for-sub type thing, that is not a valid sub, right? That person is not going to go and watch your videos. They're not going to go along and support you as a channel. They're not going to help you grow. You need people that want to come along and watch your videos because they enjoy your videos. So the first tip that I would give you is be critical of yourself. Right? If someone says there's a problem with your video, take a look at that comment, assess it, and see just how much it is. Sometimes you'll get comments saying that your videos are rubbish for no other reason than this person is also a YouTuber and is trying to get competition to stop making videos. There are people like that. You'll get a lot of them. You meet them all the time in the YouTube world. It just goes with it. You do have to have a thick skin when you're making YouTube videos, right? But you've also got to learn to be critical of yourself. When someone gives you a critical comment, don't just dismiss it as a jealous YouTuber who wants to get rid of competition. It does happen, like I said, but it could also be a viewer who's trying to give constructive criticism about problems that your video has that could be improved upon. And you need to make sure that you improve on those videos, because nobody is going to go and watch a video on the promise that it might get better in a future edition. Nobody watches those videos. It just doesn't happen, right? When you've got so many videos out there that are already of a good quality, why are you going to go and watch a bad quality video in the hope that one day the same person might produce something better? So you've got to make sure your videos are good quality. Now, good quality footage is only the start. You can get away with bad quality footage if you can produce, if there's other aspects of your video that are good and can draw people in. And so it's that kind of thing that you've got to weigh up. So you do have to work hard on your content. Being a YouTuber is not easy. It requires a huge amount of time and effort. You've got to learn all kinds of different things that you didn't know about. How to do your videos and your thumbnails, and compression rates and bit rates, and various different techniques for doing the videos that you've never heard of. You've got to look about SEO, search engine optimizations, and all kinds of things like that. And it sounds daunting. It's difficult. It's hard work. But is it worth it? Oh, yes. It is definitely worth it. There's no question whatsoever in my mind that it is worth it. It's a long haul. It's a lot of work. But yes, it is worth the effort. Trying to get your YouTube channel to actually work, and then having a load of positive comments about it, getting a good reception to your video, of course it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. In my mind, it's one of the main reasons that I like to do YouTube. I say one of. There's another reason that I said about before, and I'll probably come to again. So yeah, it's difficult. But if you want to like advertise your channel, you can. I would say put comments on other people's videos. Don't put the comments where, if you come and look at my channel. I do these types of videos. Come check out my channel. It's really tempting. It's really easy. You could just go and put those comments up, and then everybody go and look at your channel. A lot of people don't like those comments, and they will specifically avoid your channel because of those comments. Your best bet is to join a whole load of websites devoted to the game that you're playing. So if you're playing Farming Simulator, join websites like FSUK, Reddit, and a load of any forums that are related to Farming Simulator that have areas that you can post about your videos. Don't go and upset everybody by posting your videos where they're not wanted, because this just irritates everybody involved. But do, if they have, like FSUK has got a section dedicated to YouTubers and growing your channel. Post your videos there, and do it every time you post a video. Post a link to it in there and a description. Talk about it. Get on social media. Get a Twitter page. Get a Facebook page. Get them all set up. Communicate with people. Talk to people. Put up pictures. Put up behind the scenes information. All that kind of thing. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. My Twitter and my Facebook feeds, half the time I'm hardly putting anything on there at all. My Twitter gets a direct link from YouTube. Facebook doesn't, because YouTube and Facebook are not best friends right now, so they don't allow you to post direct links to each other. But you can like post updates and stuff. So I do use Facebook, and I use Facebook, my Facebook page for messages. I get a lot of messages coming through, and if I see things that I find amusing, that kind of thing, I share them on my Facebook page so that people look at it. My Facebook and my Twitter followings are not very big, right? I don't do those anywhere near as much as I should. Sen was doing my Twitter stuff, but she's not been able to do that for a while because she's been quite ill, so it's sort of back to me doing it now. Instagram as well is another one that you can use. You really got to push social media. A lot of the big successful channels, they use the social media. You got to know it, you got to understand it, and you got to really get to grips with it, and you got to use it. That's how you grow your channel. That's how you get an audience, and you build a community within your audience, and that's also a good thing. Doing like live streams and stuff like that is something that I've not done, and it's definitely made it more difficult for me to grow my channel, because lots of people want live streams, and same as being able to play games with their favorite YouTubers. I can't do those things, and I know for a fact that it has held me back a little bit, but you can do it. So for those of you who want to be YouTubers, yes, you can do it. Yes, it's a lot of hard work, but there are ways to do it beyond begging for views on other people's videos. You really shouldn't do that. It just annoys everybody. You go into a video and you see, oh, come to my channel, sub for sub. It's not organic growth on your channel. You're not going to benefit from that in any way. The only thing that you're going to do by doing something like that is sort of have yourself flagged as someone that goes and begs for subs, and that's not really a good thing. You want to be known for your content. Put comments on the videos about what you've watched, and You know, talk to other people on the videos, that kind of thing, and you'll find that you'll get a lot more respect. It takes longer because you've actually got to watch some videos, and and I personally, I find that takes a really long time to be able to do it, so I very rarely do it, but it can be done. So yeah, I wish you the best of luck, all of you aspiring YouTubers. It's a long, tough road, but you can do it. All right, it is possible to do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I tell you that for nothing. Right, there's a long explanation here, and I've just about run out of time because last time you guys said that I do need to dial it back a bit. Fetcher YT, can you play Farming Simulator with a friend? And Ginger Bro, I have orange hair, same as me. No, for reasons that I've said before, I don't do multiplayer. I don't do live streams. It's not something that I'm able to do or organise. So I just have a blanket no, I don't do that kind of thing with this channel. So I know that's disappointing to some people, but unfortunately that's just the way it is. Gaming Athlete, yay, Minecraft, I know you made it a while ago, but it's back. Yes, it is. What is your real name? My real name is Craig. C-R-A-I-G. And nothing is more amusing than listening to. I've got quite a few friends from all around the world, and people in the States, sort of North New York, that kind of area. You generally don't have any problem pronouncing my name, Craig. However, I have met a few people from the southern states who have a much thicker drawl to your accent, and listening to you guys trying to pronounce my name is just hilarious. You just can't do it. It just doesn't seem to work with that accent. So I invariably end up being called Greg. My name is not Greg. My name is Craig. But yeah, it's always something. I've got some very good friends of mine who they're actually moving back to the US very soon. It's you remember Loot Lair that was on my channel at the beginning of all the videos? She's from the UK, he is from the southern US, and he always pronounces my name as Greg rather than Craig. Unless he actually affects a posh British accent, he just can't pronounce my name. So there we go, it's Craig, and no, I'm not telling you my surname. I'm trying my hardest to keep my personal life separate from my channel because of my children and my wife. So if you do find out my surname, anybody, please respect my privacy and do not post it on videos or any nonsense like that. It has been done a couple of times. It results in a permanent, immediate ban from being able to comment on any of my videos. And it is permanent. I will not give second chances on that. It's an immediate ban from being able to comment on my videos. It's permanent, and it will not be lifted for any reason. And if I know your social media names as well, I will ban you from commenting on any of my social media as well. I do not want my real surname being released to the public because I want to protect my wife and my children's privacy. And I take that very, very seriously, as you can probably now tell. So yes, that is my real name, Craig. Dark says 1 hour is fine. I always like to get my crisps and coke and get comfy and then click the play button. Well, I'm actually coming up to 45 minutes because a lot of other people said 45 minutes. So I'm going to have to draw it to a close. I've got time for one more. Modulika. Finally, somebody who admits he's in it for the money, and you work hard for it. Every video shows that, but it's also clear that you have fun. Not a lot of Let's Players out there put that much effort and energy into their videos, especially the time-lapses, although I feel like lately they've become a bit dull compared to when FS17 first came out. Either it was the map, or the fact you did 2 a week and didn't have enough time in general. Your last RSV episode was well made again and nicely put together with the story. And so... well, I'll finish reading it. Would you ever consider a really realistic with more realistic mods, seasons, manual attaching, wherein you try to play as realistic as absolutely possible? As you grew up on a farm and did farming yourself, thought you might enjoy a bit of realism as well. First of all, I agree with you. I felt that the time lapses and the videos in general were getting stale, which is why I did that switch over to playing some other games for a while. Those other games are going to be coming back. I feel that they need to be part of this channel because, quite frankly, was starting to burn out with Farming Simulator. I've taken a bit of a break and done partial Farming Simulator for a while, and now Farming Simulator is back full time. The fact that I'm going to be starting some other games very soon means that I get that break that I need as well, so I can do full-time Farming Simulator and I get the break. The Unrealistic series as well is also going to be a big bonus because I don't want to do everything realistic. As for going absolutely as 100% realistic as I possibly can, I might very well do that. I don't know about the more realism mod, but the manual attaching, I've had several people ask me if I can do that now. So I may very well go in for that one. So yeah, yes, I probably will be doing stuff like that, and moving to sort of produce those kinds of videos. And so we'll sort of do both, so that we have the ultra realism and then the completely unrealistic. And yes, I absolutely agree that they were getting stale. I felt that they were getting stale. I didn't like the way that they were going, and in part it was because I was starting to burn out on it. So yeah, that's I appreciate the comments. And see, this is what I mean. You know, I was just saying to any of you YouTubers out there, this is exactly the kind of comment that you really need to value on your channel. And this is the kind of comments that I like. It's telling me when they think they're going wrong. And I'd already identified that my videos weren't as good as they had been, or I didn't feel they were as good as they had been. So when I get someone offering some constructive criticism, saying about certain changes and what they didn't like about them, that's pure gold. That kind of comment is what you need on your channel, and those are the comments you need to really pay attention to. If you're the sort of person that doesn't like taking criticism, do not try to build a YouTube channel, because you will not make it. It's as simple as that. You need to be able to understand when you're doing something wrong and when you're not, when it's not going well, and you need to be able to accept that criticism and change it. By the time that comment had been posted, I'd already identified that issue and I'd already started changing my videos. But it's just confirmed that I made the right choice with my decision and my self-analysis that I'd done on how the videos were performing. So yeah, and as for the money, it was something that I said last week. Why do I do YouTube? And basically it's for the money. I want to do YouTube full-time. I want to be a full-time YouTuber. In order to be a full-time YouTuber, you need to get YouTube to pay you money. You cannot do it if you don't earn money through YouTube. So yes, first and foremost, my YouTube channel is about getting money, and I'm in it for the money. And yes, I thoroughly enjoy it. I love making these videos. I really do. I love reading the comments, especially when you get a video that is really, really well received. Sometimes it's surprising. Sometimes I do a video, I think that's not all that great, and it gets a massive positive reception, which is absolutely awesome. So you find you've done something really well. And so yeah, that's one of the. It's a real positive. But ultimately, of course, I'm in it for the money. How am I going to be able to be a full-time YouTuber if I'm not focusing on how it's paying and where I'm going to get the money from in order to do it? It's so yes, it is definitely about the money, and it will continue to be about the money. It's also, but in order to get that money, I need to produce the best quality videos that I can. And someone once said to me, if you can find something that you love doing and find a way to get paid doing it, you'll never work another day in your life. And I am fast approaching the point where I will never work another day in my life, because I'm fast approaching the point where I can do YouTube full time, because I'm getting enough money from YouTube to be paid to do what I love. It no longer feels like I'm working for a living. It's absolutely awesome. But on that note, I'm gonna have to go because I have run out of time. I did say that I would try to keep these videos to 45 minutes or less, and I've already probably gone on past that, but I want to at least keep it under an hour this time. If you enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. If you have any questions that you want answered, make sure you put them in the comments section, and I will start reading through them next week. I go right to the bottom of the comments section and I work my way up through. So if you get your question in quickly, it's more likely to be answered. At least I think it is. Yes, it does. There's one other one. I actually put these comments in the wrong order. I should have put them in age that they were put up. But Belgian Farmer QA, do you watch other YouTubers play Farming Simulator? Very rarely. Sanikadu is my favourite. I very often will post a comment up on his videos. I like his style and his approach to them. I think they're absolutely fantastic. But yeah, any questions, anything you want to know, get them in the comments section and I will read through them, and then next week I will answer them to the best of my ability. And for you aspiring YouTubers, because so often I get questions about how to start a YouTube channel, how to do it with Farming Simulator. It's another thing. I've got my catchphrases. Hey folks, how you doing? It's Frithgar here. Your vote, your game, and so on and so forth. That's part of my channel. That's what I've become associated with. That didn't happen by chance. I planned that out, right? I carefully thought about what I wanted it to do, how I wanted it to sound, to represent, and so that's what I've done. Catchphrases for your channel. It's very, very simple. It's very easy to come up with them, and make sure you use them, because that's the kind of thing that gets associated with you. So yeah, as a final tip there of behind the scenes thought processes and so on that goes on with running this channel. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.